All right, I'm starting the level 2 Reapers. I'm going to go ahead and run bringing in the light first. But before I do, I just find this hotbar to be kind of annoying. So I'm just going to go to main menu, options, uh, UI settings, and then if you scroll down past the first set of color things, you'll find a option here to hide guild buffs. And if you click on that, it just and close, it just gives you one buff that tells you, okay, guild buffs. And so you can see all the other things on, like, you have this two-handed fighting strike through chance, you have death block, um, fear immunity, sacred defense is on, or of good. So I like seeing my buffs, and when I have my guild buffs up, it takes up the whole bar. So I recommend seeing this on, and that's especially important. We haven't had any potions like experience point potions or anything like that drop for us. But if they drop, you'll want to see how much time you have left on them and make good use of them, probably for our Reaper XP. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start this on Reaper 1 Skull. And we are going to run these twice. So we're going to run the quest and then go right back in and run it again. And the reason we're going to do that is we're going to try to get as much Reaper XP as we can, even though it's not very efficient at low levels, because that will make, as we get higher up, those extra hit points will make life easier. As you can see, I stepped in. My hit points immediately jumped. I was at 145. Now I'm at 163. That's because we put the Reaper points here, and this gives us 10 hit points. But furthermore, every point spent in the tree gives you 8. So that's why we went up 18 points. The next point will give us 8. Once we have our 6th point and are at level 9, we'll get an additional 20 hit points, and that's good even outside of Reaper. So these hit points add up quick. It's the absolute fastest way to build power in this game. Before we start, always going to get the shield clicky on. Famine Reapers like to hit you hard with magic missiles. They can kill you with that. And then Expeditious Retreat. Other than that, it shouldn't be too different. We're we're not super overpowered for our level, but we're running this a few levels above the level. We're level 6, and this is level 2 quest. We're only getting minus 10% Reaper XP. If we ran this at level 1 or, all the way up to level uh, 5, we'd get minus, no penalty. But the reason we waited till 6 is it's the maximum level you could run on Reaper, and it's only a 10% penalty. So, um, it sort of makes up for the fact that it's our first character. We're still working on gear. We're still working on our Reaper tree enhancements. We're still working on learning the game. So it just gives us a little bit of an extra cushion, so that our character is a little more powerful before we're facing this most difficult setting. Now this is going to be pretty tough to one thing. Oh well, all right. Let's see if we can maybe. These dogs have knockdown. So we'll try to avoid getting knocked down. I think Arius could probably keep us healed through it. It's pretty. They don't do tons of damage, but the problem becomes if they're knocking you down and there's a Carnage Reaper, you're probably dead. So um, we're still at a level where we can get one shot, but the one shots would be not from a standard hit, but from a critical hit, and we have a little bit of fortification, and hopefully that'll be enough to keep us alive. All right, so we are in Reaper, you have to get 10 kills. Oh, and we have 13 because of the dog, so we're good. So now we just have to go to the end here and finish it. There's a couple guards in here, and if we didn't get those dogs, if we killed the guard before he opened it, then we have to kill these guards first before getting the table to get Reaper XP. All right, so that's the first run. We're going to run these two each. If we die, we're just going to recall out and try again. Hmm. Well, I mean, it's decent level 1 cold resist, acid absorb, level 2. But I think this a nice level 1 greatsword is pretty good. We'll trade that to our unbound storage mule. We're gonna go right back in on Reaper 1. And this character can restore our spell points between fights. So I'm going to go ahead. And I've been trying to be very careful because I have so few spell points about Divine Might. I think I'm just going to try to run it all the time here. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Heroism Potion for +2 to my saves. I just some of the casting that's done by the Reapers can be pretty deadly, and I'm going to try to avoid the worst of the damage. But as you can see, against the actual regular enemies in the game, the non-Reapers, we're doing fine. There's no champions right now, and that's because we don't get champions till level 2 quests. Um, that will step it up just a little bit, and that's exactly why we want to try to repeat these quests so we can get some Reaper XP here before we get to those harder quests. And yeah, these dogs are the hardest part about this quest. If you run ranged, you could just kill that guy before he ever gets to the gate. Um, I mean, we could think about using the bow, the bow actually to do that, and then switching to a sword if we fail to fight the dog. So maybe we'll try that if when we rerun this again. We're going to rerun these as effectively dailies for a couple of days to build up some RXP, and it's very inefficient. It's a very inefficient way to get RXP. I mean, you'll be able to get thousands, in like 10, 15-minute runs when you get to level 30. And but here we're getting 48, so it's not much, but uh, it's all we have right now. It's the only option we have, and having some extra hit points to at level when we start writing the level 3 quests will be very helpful. That is bringing the light, Reaper 1 times 2.